once we've done this, your research is done. There's nothing more you need to know. You're talking to 2 conception and birth experts, right, Maddie?
Oh,
We
yeah, totally.
We
Gosh,
often
yeah,
we often do a
experts.
little we often do a little medical corner on the show. Totally unqualified. Don't take any of our advice, but we're happy to dish it out to you.
Yeah.
And you've volunteered, and that was your first mistake.
The
Oh, dear.
medical corner segment needs a lot of caveats. A lot of caveats, but that's all right. We
That's all right. That's the internet.
Yeah, exactly. We're just adding to it. It's fine.
But what you have got here is 2 women who've conceived and birthed children and have kept them with us, to this point.
Thriving.
At
That would
time of
make you
recording,
experts. There we go.
at time of recording, we've retained all of our children. Although I did have a dream the other night, and Maddie, I was going to mention this in the pod that we recorded, but I totally forgot. I had an anxiety dream because everything's been so busy. I felt kind of out of step with what's happening with the kids, and I had an anxiety dream that I was making dinner, and then I sent them out to go to the playground or just get up from under my feet. And then the next thing I knew, it was 11 p.m. I didn't know where they were, started freaking out. And then child services of some kind came and bashed on my door and were like, listen, the children have reported you for getting growly twice. And I'm afraid the bad news is.
Oh, God.
You're
What a
gonna lose them.
horrible dream.
I know. And then they came back and they're like, oh, you've really done it this time,
Oh, God. Don't tell Art about dreams. It's one of his pet peeves is when someone tells him about a dream they've had. He hates it.
Next time he's on the pod, I hope I remember
Bizarre,
that.
isn't it? Because he's just like, it's not real. It didn't happen. What's the point? But I always tell him, I'm like, oh, God, I had this crazy dream. And he's like, did you? Gosh.
Fascinating.
Yeah, can't wait to hear
wait.
about this fictional moment.
Oh,
Anyway, God, we've already
Here we
started
are.
on quite a large tangent.
So people know who Maddie and I are, Hannah Davison, Matilda Green. We are here, and today the tables have turned because Jacob Dawson, you're going to interview us.
Yes.
So let's kick off with, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about why you're here?
Awesome. Yes. Hello, I'm Jacob. I'm an artist and filmmaker, and I'm here because I pitched you guys on a concept, and the concept was what to expect when expecting for the unsuspecting man. And the reason it's a good play on words, that one, but it's true. The reason for that is my wife and I are at the point where we're like, cool, we're going to have a kid next year. Next year is the year of the baby. And I thought it would be fun and potentially a good way for me to get all the information in one go. So saving on time to pitch you on this concept. You guys liked it, and here I am.
We love it.
It's very smart because it saves it. We've read all the books.
There we
know?
go.
Well,
Maddie's one of us has read all the books. I think did you plan to have a baby, Maddie? Or did it happen to you?
Oh, I planned to have a baby, but it happened. We were like, right, let's start. And then we were like, oh, okay, we're in. So we were lucky. We were very lucky that it happened pretty much straight away. We were lucky.
What I did was I planned to wait a couple of years and then think about having a baby. But in that time, I said to my then husband, listen, I've been responsible for the contraception to this point. My body needs a break. I just want to detox off, the hormones and things. It's your responsibility to make sure we don't have a baby right now. 4 months down the line, we were pregnant. So we've got some different perspectives to share. So next year is the year of the baby. You've come here to learn everything you possibly need to know. You're in safe hands.
Great. Oh, man. The point I knew when I wanted to be a dad was, when was this? A couple of years ago. I used to run a video production company, and one of our employees who went on maternity leave popped in when she brought her brand new baby. And typically I'm just like, I'm not a baby person. So when people are like, oh, hold the baby, I'm like, no, thank you. she just popped into my arms, and I was just like, huh. And then I sort of stilled for a moment, and then I looked at her, and she's tiny, and I saw her little fingernails. I was just like, she's tiny. And then all of a sudden I started crying, and I was just like, what the hell is happening to me? This was so, and then she was like, Jacob, why are you crying? I was like, I don't know. And I handed it back, and I was just like, what? And everyone was just like, dude, this is weird. And my dad was like, this time.
That is so sweet though, but that's the newborn effect. That's what they
Yeah.
do to you
Yeah.
because they are so gorgeous and so sweet, and that's how they get us to look after them so well when they're newborns because like when they lock eyes, you're like, "Oh my god, you are the most divine, defenseless little being." And they get you.
That's how
They
they get
put their
you.
little spell on you,
It
don't they?
makes me
Yeah,
wanna
there we
cry just
go.
thinking about it because, like, when you hold a baby and you look in their eyes and they're so, like, uninhibited and
Mm,
it's just so open and pure and, all of the conditioning of the world hasn't affected them yet.
Mm,
It makes me cry every time, and I was never maternal, but it's like that's the baby factor, isn't it? And then they're like, "We've
mm.
got we've got another one," you know? That's what
yeah.
they do. I think it's like I call it oxytocin tears because I hold someone's baby, I'm like, "Oh god."
Ah!
Oh,
So,
well, it got you. It changed you. You
that's
had the
how I
baby.
knew.
Oh, that's really sweet. So have you started down the road
Yeah.
or is
Where are
it
we
like
where are we at?
yeah, how far along in the
Mm.
journey are we?
What do we
I
need
need
to know?
I need to be careful because I wanted because my wife was like, "You can't tell too much. We
Oh,
told them doing
yes,
everything." So, like,
that's what we've talked about on the pod. There's personal and there's private. You know, like
yes,
we share personal stuff, but we don't share private things, and that's absolutely fine.
just at the beginning of the journey is how I'd put it.
Exciting.
So, I think how I split my questions is into 3 parts, which is, like, conceiving,
Mhm.
and then pregnancy, and then birth.
Great.
And then maybe once I have the kid, I'll come back on, I'll be like, "How
Yeah,
the
and be like,
hell do I do this?
"What am I
I'm
supposed
not
to."
sleeping. What was I
It's
thinking?"
It's amazing how much prep goes into the birth though, and then, like, once you've gone through the birth, it's like, "Oh my god, we haven't even started."
That was the easy
And
part.
yeah, it sort of feels like you've done it, you're like, "Okay, sweet, I've had the baby, should be smooth sailing." But then you've actually got to be a parent.
I know, you're like, "What the
Mm.
hell? What do I do from here?" And then you're like, "They're letting me leave the hospital with this? They're
Yeah,
just
but I
letting
don't
me
know what to
leave
do.
with this, but I actually don't know, like, what do we do now?"
And I
No.
won't stop crying as I leave because it's just in
Oh
my eyes. I'm
god.
like, "I can't
You'll be
stop."
a mess. You'll be an absolute mess. She'll be having to comfort you after just giving birth.
Yeah,
She'll
she's like,
she'll be
"Jacob, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, dear."
Okay, great. Let's get started.
Let's get
What
started.
do we wanna know?
So I think we start with, conceiving.
the
So
sexy part.
it's the fun part.
Mm.
Uh,
In theory.
the sexy part, yes, because that is needed for it. I guess the first question I have is like I vaguely know there's like a certain window of time and you're supposed to maximize it or something.
Mhm.
Correct.
And
Is that the limit
yeah,
of the knowledge there?
that's basic. I
We can work with this.
my
We
wife
can
has been like, check out this app, and I'm like, no, I've actively been like shunning information in preparation for this podcast. So I want to
great.
come in here as naive as possible.
You're like,
So
"I'm
it's
sorry, I wish to remain ignorant."
I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. And she's like, "God damn it." So I know there's a window of opportunity, I guess. I'd be keen to understand like best practices because this is like the area that's like relevant to us right now, and a few other questions. I have a few questions written down here. Should I blast them all off now, or
Yep.
should we sort of
Nah,
go
well,
through them
I
one by
reckon
one?
let's go. I mean, is this about, like, how do we manage this window, or do you wanna talk about the window? I've
Let's
got
talk
some
about the
stuff.
window first.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna keep this really practical because here's
Yes.
how I got pregnant by accident.
Mhm.
But by surprise, I should say. It wasn't I'm happy it happened, okay? Was that I wasn't tracking my cycle with an app. Now,
Ah.
that was the big mistake because I was a bit loosey goosey on when that fertility window was. So I'd been away on a trip, and when we got back, we were quite happy to see one another, and that's when it happened. But I just had my period, and then the window of fertility is right after
Mhm.
that. And then I only downloaded an app when I'm like, God, my boobs are sore and I think my period's late. And then I downloaded the app, put in the details. It's like period 9 days late.
It's
I'm
too
like,
late. It's too late.
No.
uh-oh. So anyway, what I would say is practical advice. Are you married? Your wife? Wife, partner?
Yes.
Wife?
Yeah.
Is she tracking? Does she have an app? She's
She is
tracking the
tracking.
cycle? Great. Okay. Great. So she knows when that window is because the app will tell you.
Mm.
Yes, and can I recommend the Stardust app? So, oh my
Oh,
The
god,
what?
it's
Stardust?
we'll
it's
put
Need
the
to write
link
this
in
amazing.
the
down.
show notes.
Stardust app. So It adds the moons in there, which I think is a nice little
That's
touch.
nice.
That's a nice little touch. And it also, like, gives you alerts being like, "Hey, girl, don't don't forget to have
That's an
some
American accent,
iron."
does it?
Yeah. It just
This is how it
feels
speaks
it
to
just
you, Maddie.
feels friendly and approachable, you know?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah. So that's key, I think. And maybe tell her to just get a good handle on her cycle for a
Mm.
good few months.
Mm.
Because, sometimes cycles can change. And then, it would be annoying if she downloaded the app and was like, cool, I've got the dates, but then the app was wrong. You know what I mean? So you've got
Yeah.
to like feed it some data for a
Yeah.
while for it to
Track
get a
Yeah,
good
well, she has been
lead
doing
in.
that.
She
So
knows what's going on.
yeah,
She's got
my
it
wife,
sussed.
I'm like the creative, spontaneous one. She's like the planner. So
Okay.
she's very onto it.
She's got it sussed.
What a team.
She's got it sussed.
I know.
And look, I don't mean to be crass, but there's also, hey, look, there's fanny goo. I'm just gonna say it.
And that's the
There's
There's
technical
what?
term.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
There's
the
Yeah,
technical
discharge.
term is actually pretty, like, discharge isn't a great word.
Discharge is horrible.
Fanny goo's better.
Yeah,
Fanny- fanny goo.
I think fanny goo's better. It just
Yeah.
like makes it a bit more playful and fun rather than
Yeah.
like discharge.
Yeah.
Discharge feels medical and gross.
And is it,
Um,
now, I could be wrong here, but is it right that you want to hit that kind of like egg white fanny goo? That's the
Yeah.
fertile fanny goo.
Yeah. Real sticky egg white fanny goo. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what you're
Heard it here
aiming for.
first. Okay.
Oh, dear.
What else? Hey, what else can we help with?
All right, here's another question. That's good. So you're in the window. How
Mhm.
how often should you be doing it? Should you be maximizing like every day, every second day? Like, what's the?
If it was
You need to
me,
tell me like twice a day is like.
I wouldn't force it. I really wouldn't force it if I was you. Because
keep it fun as well. Keep it enjoyable. You don't want to be like,
totally.
this is a chore, and then one day your children be like, oh my god, what's the story of? Would they ever ask? But you're like, do you know what? I just couldn't bear it. I just couldn't bear the sight of him, and then we did it anyway, and here you are. Like
Yeah.
that's not like you don't want
Yeah.
the energy of that. You want
You
the
weren't the
energy of,
child of passion. You were the child of necessity.
Exactly. You were the child
Exactly.
of intense scheduling. Yeah, that's the thing. Especially if it takes longer than you think it's going to take, which it might, you never know. And then if you're constantly doing it like that for months on end, it can get a bit sort of like takes a bit of the fun out of it if you're like, right, we've got to have sex 3 times over the next couple of days and so and try and just keep it a little bit fun.
You're the creative, spontaneous one. So I mean, like maybe
There
this
we
is
go.
your role and responsibilities. Like, how do we keep the fun in it? How do we keep the creativity and the spontaneity in it? How can I get her, in a space where she's feeling sexy and relaxed and taken care of, and like women have got to like take stuff off her plate.
Oh, that's key, eh?
This is good
That's
advice.
key.
Take
Yeah.
okay. I heard today. I was listening to Julie and what's his name, Gottman from the Gottman Institute. Julie and John Gottman, doctors.
Oh, you
And
love the Gottmans,
I
don't
bloody
you?
love the Gottmans. Oh, get amongst the Gottmans. Anyway, she was saying that there is a statistic. Can't tell you what it was, but that we don't come here for all the facts. Okay, there is a statistic that men who vacuum have sex more than like way more than other men. Like men who regularly vacuum. So I would say if you want her to feel like relaxed and erotic and sexy and passionate, like take stuff off her plate, because women find men that do some of the heavy lifting domestically very hot.
Well, that's when you're going to be in the mood, isn't it? It's when you're
Yeah.
not stressed about stuff. And
All the mental load.
Exactly. I saw something else online that I loved, and this guy was like, it was classic bro podcast, but he was saying how foreplay should start in the morning, and that's like coffee in bed, doing things throughout the day, doing a load of washing, taking stuff off the plate. So then she's feeling a bit relaxed. She's loving you because she's like, oh God, you're so helpful and amazing. And then come evening time, boom, it's all paid off.
Boom.
Yeah.
You've
Bish,
got
bash, bosh, baby night.
You've got to keep the home fires burning, like send a cute text, send a sexy text, like be like, oh, how about, I cook this for dinner and then we do this, and just like set up a really nice evening. Just
Yeah.
like intimacy builds to eroticism.
God, we don't ask for much, do
And
we? Just an
eroticism
entire
builds
day.
to baby.
Exactly.
Eroticism builds to baby. It's
Exactly.
easy to bridge that gap. But if you're like, we're going to have sex, and she'd be like, ah, you've got to like, you don't want it to get to that. Oh, you're just going to be the best husband after this. I'm thrilled for your wife. All right, what have we got?
Excited. All right, next question. Is there a best sex position or is that bull?
I think it's bullshit.
Bullshit.
Great.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Just whatever you want.
Just
Whatever you
just
want.
the correct hole, I think.
Yeah. That's key.
That's
That is
key.
necessary. For the right
and
one.
other than that, I think it's a timing issue. I'll never forget when I was learning anatomy and physiology and pathology back in my former life when I was doing like massage therapy and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, the pathology teacher, he was Singaporean and he was a doctor in Singapore, and he said that he'd worked with a couple who were really, really struggling to conceive. And they kept coming, kept coming, kept coming. He just couldn't, they seemed physiologically shouldn't be any barriers to conception. And then after a while, he was like, just watch this video, show them some porn, conceived
Oh.
immediately. Turned out, big issue was a bit of a lack of education. He'd been sticking it in her belly button.
What?
True story.
I
Must
beg
be
your
a
pardon.
deep
Putting the
belly button.
putting the baby directly in the belly.
I beg
He'd
your pardon.
been shooting for the belly button.
Oh my God.
Well,
I
I'm not
mean,
having that problem, so we're all
There's
right.
there's a lot going on with that situation. If my
So
my
much.
doctor showed me a porn video, I'd have questions.
Yeah.
I don't think they did it as a group. I think he probably sent them off with some homework.
Right.
Like, just so we're clear, we are doing this.
Yeah, just making sure
Just
the
covering all our
fundamentals
bases here.
are correct.
So
dear.
I think position is. I don't think there's anything to that.
Great.
Yeah, look, again, I'm just going to drop one more caveat just throughout
Yeah, we
the
don't know.
episode that
We are
we're not experts. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there.
But don't
Okay.
do it through the belly button. We're not
Yeah.
experts,
Yeah.
but we know that.
Go for the right hole in the window.
At the
I think you're
window.
going to be okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. All right. Well, I think I have a question here, best practices, but I think we kind of covered most of that.
I would say though that I'm sure there's listeners. We've got nutritionists and naturopaths and all sorts out there that would advise on nutrition and maybe supplementation. And I think that would be one to go to an expert about, but like definitely like nutrition wise. It'd
Yeah.
be worth
Prepping the body. It preps
prepping
the body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about
I
for
mean,
the male as well? Is there like certain things I should be doing, nutritional or exercise or anything?
oh, certainly wouldn't hurt. I reckon, like just eat well and exercise, and it'll make some sort of difference somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it's some of that advice that is like for wellness everywhere. Get good sleep.
Mm.
Surely, like good sleep is the foundation of all wellness, right? Like
Yeah.
get good sleep,
Yeah.
eat well, exercise well. I think
Keep
one
stress
is
low.
yeah. I love that advice. Just reduce stress. How?
How? Just
Ah!
thinking about it's making me stressed.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, like I remember talking to a naturopath before I was planning on getting pregnant, and I was doing a lot of running. So I was training for a marathon, and I was doing lots of high intensity exercise and lots of coffee and all that sort of thing. And I remember her saying to me, a way that like because your body will be in high cortisol mode and you want to increase the progesterone, and she explained it like progestation kind of hormone, and the progesterone is things that you get from a yin yoga class or a walk on the beach or these things that are really calming for your nervous system.
Right.
And she said that the more you do that, the more that's going to prep your body to think, right, I'm not in a high stress, busy time. I'm in a calm environment, and your body starts to think, hey, I think we can have a baby in this sort of scenario. But when really stressed, really busy, really high cortisol, that's not really an ideal environment to be housing a baby. And I think your body probably picks up on that. So again, not an expert. But
Again, not an expert. But I think that's really good advice. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes sense in an evolutionary sense, right?
yes,
That, like,
100%.
say the tribe is under stress. then the body's not going to be like, hey, let's add another human to this.
No,
Yeah.
You
no.
know?
The body's gonna be like, "That's not the priority at the moment." Like,
Yeah.
obviously, priority is just being busy and getting shit done, and
Mm.
then at some point when we calm down, then I think, "Okay, maybe it's time now."
That explains why there's so many September babies, because like summer's the most chill time.
Exactly. It's New Year's, you're not
You've got time
working, you're
off.
chilling, you're on holiday, it's summer, it's warm. Yep, that
There we
explains it.
go.
Yep.
All right, next question. This is maybe slightly more of a personal one for me. And I'll caveat this. I've said, should I get tested? And the reason I ask is I had measles when I was like a teenager.
Hmm.
I don't know if that affects impotency or anything. But is that worthwhile doing? Or do you think just like go for it for a few months? If nothing happens, then maybe go get tested? Or...
Yeah.
If
Well-
it was me, I'd go for it for a few months because like it would be shit if you got tested and they said you've got a low chance and then that's going to mess with your head.
And you're like,
Like they probably wouldn't say that, but you never know, right? Whereas if there is still a chance, give it a go because
Mm.
that could really mess with your head if you
Yeah.
get told you've got a low count or a low chance or whatever before you've even started.
Yeah.
That would be my advice anyway.
I was going to be like, I was going to come from the opposite side of assuming that everything was fine and be like, hey, look, if it gives you peace of mind, go for it. But you've got a good point, Maddie. Yeah, I reckon I reckon don't take things too seriously. Just like relax with it, enjoy it. There's divine timing in all of this as well. Like if that baby is supposed to be coming through you guys, that baby will come through you guys.
Yeah.
And just I don't know, have some fun with the process before it gets like, because if you did end up having difficulty and maybe having to look at, some assistance with fertility, IVF or whatever, it's going to get clinical and it's going to get testy and it's going to go down that route anyway. So maybe just like
keep it non-clinical while you
keep it
can.
non-clinical
While you can,
Yeah.
Just do the things that look after your health and well-being, and then that like you're in the best possible place.
Yeah.
And then see what happens. Give it a few months.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. My wife, she was an IVF baby, so her mother struggled to conceive for like 10 years, I think. So I
Really?
think there's definitely like a bit of that thought going on in her mind because she's like, oh, maybe, maybe it's genetic, I don't know, stuff like that.
Well,
So
let me tell you,
bet.
I was too relaxed because my mum took a long time to conceive, me and my sister. And
So you're like, oh God,
she
it's going
had
to take
to
ages.
intervention. So I was always quite relaxed about contraception. I suppose I was a bit alarmingly earlier on. And I was a bit relaxed. I was like, I had a thought in my head before I had children. I was like, oh, it could be quite difficult for me to have kids. I kind of had that thought in my head because mum had difficulty. Let me tell you, aggressively fertile I was, as it turned out.
So it's not necessarily genetic. It can
No,
be all sorts of things.
No.
Great.
Yeah.
She would like to hear that probably. How long does it normally take? Like, what's the average of like, you start trying, it roughly takes...
Oh,
I didn't even know if I was. I didn't even know I was trying. Who knows? Who knows? And it's just going to be different for. It's going to be different for everybody, and I don't think it's worth getting hung up on how long should it take. Is this taking too long for us? Is it? I think if you, I don't know what the advice is. I don't know what the advice is here, but maybe if you're like, listen, we've been trying naturally for a year. Maybe then you'd go in, or like, I don't know, it depends what your time frame is. And like, how old are you guys?
I am 31, she's 29.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You've got bags of time. So
Yeah.
like,
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, like
Good. There I was thinking I was getting old.
Jacob, don't insult us now.
Oh, you've got bundles of time. You'll be fine.
Bags of time. Yeah, like you could just like relax with it, give it 12 months, and then if nothing happens in 12 months, then maybe go and check some stuff out. But you've got heaps of time on your side.
Fantastic. That's really good to hear.
Spring chickens.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we move into the next part, which is probably the big window, which is pregnancy. We do the pregnancy test. It comes back positive. What next? Like, what should
What do you do?
So we're like, wow, holy shit, we're pregnant as a couple now. I guess the questions I have is like, when you're supposed to, like, there's like a safe window when you're supposed to tell people, right? Or
Yes, there's a technical safe window of 12 weeks, which is
mm,
basically within those first 12 weeks, you're more likely to have a miscarriage than the rest of the pregnancy. But I think honestly, if you want to tell people, just tell people. Like it depends on how you and your wife feel, because
mm,
I personally wanted to tell people early on, one, because I was just so excited and I had to share it, and two, because I thought, well, if anything happens, then I can tell my good friends and they'll know and they'll
mm,
be able to support me, because I think it's really common for women to think, oh, I mustn't, I'm not allowed to tell people this early in case something happens. And so then they have to go through all of that by themselves.
true.
But some women prefer that. So I guess it just depends on how you feel. As long as you're informed about why there is that 12-week guideline, you can make your own decisions. I think that's what I wish I had known early on. And I guess it's one of those things that you can't know until you go through it. But I wish I had known that you can do things however you want to do them. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like there's no like third time round, I was like, I don't think I'll have a dating scan, which is the early scan, because I just didn't want to. And I
Mm,
thought I can actually say no. Whereas like first time round, it's very much like, okay, this is what we do. And the doctor now tells me I have to do this. Doctor now tells me I have to do that. And that's fine. But third time round, I was like, I think I'll just do what I want, because it's my pregnancy and it's my body, it's my baby. So I'll do whatever I want to. And it's
mm,
just quite empowering, but it's just impossible to kind of know that at the start,
mm.
because you're flying blind,
Yeah,
basically.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
Yeah.
wife
But
and I, we went to the baby expo recently, and we
cute.
were, we were just like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. Like, we didn't know what was what, and we're like, there's so much. What is this? Um,
There's so much. There is so much at these bloody things. It's because like companies, there's a lot of things that you do need for
mm,
sure, but I also think it's such a big market because companies know that you've got no idea, you want the best for your baby, and you want to be as prepared as possible to make your life as easy as possible. So
mm,
there's a product for everything.
of
People are like,
course.
"Oh, you're a tired mum. Let me sell all of these items to you."
There was like a blackout rocking crib.
Oh, don't even get me started on those. I hate them. I
I was
hate
thinking,
them.
God, that does sound good, the amount of times I was up rocking. I don't know. I would say on the, do you tell people and what do you do
Mm,
thing is like, we've interviewed people who, you know, something difficult did happen in that first trimester, and we've
yeah,
had people who've been like, "I wish I had told people so that I had support," and then we'd had other people who were
yeah,
like, "I wish I hadn't told people because then I had to explain, and it was already painful." And so I think you have to, like, have that conversation with your wife about, like, okay, say we get pregnant, who do we tell and why?
yeah,
Because then, like, maybe you just choose like a few safe people that you're like,
yeah,
they can keep their mouths shut, but if we need them, I know they'll have our backs.
Mm.
Because it also, she could be dealing with morning sickness and fatigue and just like all this stuff happening to her body, and you do want some people who are going to understand. The other thing is that like you want advice on like good midwives and stuff like that. Like you want to be able to make a really good informed decision about who the people
Mm.
are that you're going to be working with through the pregnancy and birth. And you kind of want to get reviews on them because when it comes down to it, that person matters so much. Once you get to the pointy
okay,
end, those people really matter. So you're going to want to be able to ask some people for their advice. And in that first trimester, you'll be sorting out who your team is.
okay. So we should, like, in that first trimester, start looking for the midwife.
Yep.
I
Early.
okay,
Yeah.
earlier the
Because the
better.
good ones
Woo.
they'll get locked in. If you, like, have a summer conception, it's gonna be a busy time with all the
No,
other
that's
summer
true.
Those midwives are
conceptions.
booked up.
Come
They're busy.
September, woo.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, you do actually do, like, the good ones, and they can really book up, so you do have to kinda get onto that. And
Okay, so
also
do
then you
that early.
also
That's
wanna
good.
look at,
That's good advice.
like, again, what supplementation your wife might wanna be on to support a growing
Tell
baby.
more. I know nothing.
Well, like, you'd go to the doctor and the doctor would advise certain supplements.
Okay.
And a naturopath might advise certain supplements, but whoever your professional is for advising on,
Yeah. Maybe supplements is sort of out of our lane.
Yeah, we're but
We're not professional.
but that is what they do.
Yeah.
That is what they do. So that's something you'd want to look at. We won't give specific advice on that, but again,
One thing I will say, folate instead of folic acid. Okay. That's what you want to look for in your supplements, because a lot
Folate
of
instead
the pregnancy supplements have folic acid, but you want to look for folate instead of folic acid. So there you go.
yeah. And if I were you, I'd want to get really good advice on what the pregnancy supplements are, because I took one with my first pregnancy that I would not take again for reasons that I won't mention on the pod. But when I looked, well, basically my son was born with a tongue tie, and then I discovered that there actually was quite a big link between this particular supplement and tongue ties and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you just want to get really sound advice on what pregnancy supplements to take.
Okay, so first trimester, start finding the midwife, go to your GP or whoever and get all the advice for supplements and
Get on the supplements before you're even pregnant.
oh shit, okay.
Yeah, yeah. While you're trying to conceive, get on the good stuff beforehand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
will do. Okay, all right. Next question I have is like, so you got 3 trimesters,
Mhm.
and I know like the woman's typically like morning sickness is worse than the first one.
Usually.
Typically.
Yeah.
Usually.
It's unfortunate when it goes on,
Yeah.
hopefully you
Mine,
don't have to cross that bridge.
Mine went on quite a lot in all 3 pregnancies. I was sick up till like 30 weeks, which was a real
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell you
it
what,
was really annoying.
Corn chips, hot tip from Maddie.
Corn chips.
I honestly, I was about 93% corn chip by like, I'm surprised I didn't give birth to a little jalapeno corn chip, because it was I had a lot of corn chips. And it's really hard because Bean knows this about me, but like I focus on nutrition. I really care about nutrition. But I couldn't, Jacob. I couldn't. Like, all I wanted was a sandwich full of corn chips. It's just all I wanted. And it was so annoying. So I had to really try, and like when I felt good, I was like, okay, right, let's get some good stuff in. Let's work on the veggies and the good stuff. And then when I felt like shit, I was like, just give me the bag of corn chips.
Let's go.
I don't even care. Yeah, whatever.
Fair enough.
I do have some tips here. I can't remember what the question was, but I just thought of a couple of things. One, like, you'll also be getting an app, for tracking the pregnancy that will tell you it's the size of a lentil, it's the size of a grape, it's and all the things that it does. So those are handy and kind of fun.
They're really fun.
Yeah, they are fun. And do you have a recommendation for an app, Maddie? Was there one that you liked? I can't remember what I
used Flow, FLO.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what my wife, we're using Flow. Yeah, she
Yeah.
got me to download it. I have it on my phone now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one I used, but then I got annoyed with it because it just kept wanting me to pay for it, and I was like, "Look, Flo, yeah,
Get out of here.
I'm not here to pay money for this sort of thing, all right." But yeah, I think there's Ovia as well, OVIA. I would think probably what's it called?
Stardust
would have a little pregnancy moment. I would think.
I mean, that'd be nice when it all syncs up.
Oh, I know, especially when there's moon stuff on there.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
But it
that
has
was
an
one.
American
That was one thing. The other thing was when your wife is pregnant, like, and if you're having morning sickness and stuff, when you wake up because you don't have anything in your tummy, is like often when you feel the worst. So, like, to be the best husband, you want to get up and get her whatever she feels like. And for me, it was. I'm not much of a tea drinker, but it was a cup of tea with milk and honey toast with lots of honey and lots of butter. That was it for me. Like, if I'd just been like, and I almost couldn't move, I was just like, please get me the tea and the toast, and then you can get up and away. Yeah,
that leads into my next question: is like how can I best support my wife through pregnancy? Like, what, and pro speaking from your guys' experience, like with your partners, like what were like the best things that they did through pregnancy to support you guys, and like how, if I did this, dang, I would be the best husband ever kind of thing.
Mm.
What's that?
I reckon it's
Love the
quite
attitude here, by the
simple.
way.
I
Like,
love
love the
that.
attitude. Yeah.
Love that. I
More of
feel
this.
like the best thing you can do is respect her need to rest, because
Mm.
pregnancy fatigue is like nothing else I have ever experienced. It's way worse than fatigue when you've got a newborn. It is like your whole body. There are afternoons or times where you're like, I actually cannot function. I can't keep my eyes open. My whole body is so tired. I need to be on the couch for the next 4 hours. And just respecting that need for her, and then
Mm.
thinking, okay, right, I'll just get on to dinner. You just chill out. You just take the afternoon, go have a lie down, do whatever you need to do. Because it can feel, especially if your wife is like this, like if she's
Mm.
a real doer, if she's a real planner, it can sometimes be a bit frustrating and a bit shameful when you're like, oh, I
Mm.
feel like I'm being
Yeah.
lazy, or I feel
Mm.
like I'm not helping, or I'm like, you're doing everything and I'm not helping. But just reassuring her that rest is the most important thing she can do, and to just like listen to her body
Mm.
during those times, because there'll be times where she feels good and she might want to do a bit of exercise or a bit of this or whatever, and there'll be other times where she's like, I'm out for the day, I'm clocked out, sorry, I'm too tired.
That's
Mm.
really good advice. I was like that, real doer, and a guilty napper. I would call myself not so
A
much these
guilty
days, but
napper.
I was a guilty napper. But like, you hit that sort of 2 o'clock in the afternoon and suddenly it's power down.
Mm.
And my
Mm.
dog loved it 'cause she's like, "Oh, she's on the couch. She's on the couch." And she'd be like, we'd get in there and we'd have pregnancy naps together. It was
Yeah.
delightful. She loved that. Give her permission to
Mm.
rest. Not like you need to grant her permission, but just so she can give herself permission. She's building an entire human being.
Human,
that
yeah.
that body's
Like,
working hard.
that is like, what do they call, like, the ultimate 3D printer? Um,
Women are the ultimate 3D printers.
right,
Wow.
the original 3D printer. Like, that's a big thing. That takes a lot of
Mm.
energy for your
Mm.
body. And, like, don't be the guy that goes, "Oh, what should we have for dinner?" Be the guy that goes, "I'm making this for dinner."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if she's got this specific thing she's enjoying eating, or things that are making her feel queasy or whatever, like, "Oh, keep up to speed on that. Make sure the fridge and the pantry's stocked with
Mm.
go-to stuff and things that she likes to eat and things that will feel good." And just, like, because when she gets that tiredness as well, she's not gonna wanna cook dinner, even if she'd, like, love to feel like she could. But if you could
Mm.
just
Yeah.
take on the stuff that
Well,
supports her when she's
I do all
feeling
the
flat.
cooking in the household, so
Oh,
that's easy. There we go.
Perfect.
oh, look,
Perfect.
you're
God, this
winning
is
the
bringing back so many
oh,
memories. I'm like, God, that tiredness is,
is
it's next level,
unreal.
eh? It's next level.
Yeah, and you know what? Enjoy it first time
Mm.
round. Enjoy the pregnancy naps, because you know what happens second time round? Got a fucking
Nope.
toddler.
Yeah.
You can't because you got a toddler.
You got a toddler. So,
And
like,
toddlers rest for no
enjoy,
man.
yeah, especially when you're tired. That's they're
That's
like
their
it's the
time.
moment of anti-rest. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. There were so many times where I was like, let's play I'm an island on the floor, and then you guys just sort of like play around me.
Yeah.
Just put little rocks on me, do whatever you want to do to decorate the island, and I'm just gonna lie here.
Gotta have a nap. That's smart.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard it said that the pregnancy or creating a baby is like the equivalent, like you burn the equivalent calories of doing like 38 marathons in 9 months or something like that. It was
Wow.
like this really interesting statistic, and I was like, that's probably quite good to know, because it is exhausting, because like you said, you are building a human,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
wild.
Oh my
That's
god, I
fascinating, isn't
I
it?
did,
Wow.
like, when the hunger strikes as well when you are pregnant. It's not like it's a building hunger that gives you some warning.
No.
It's like, I'm going to chew off my arm or your arm immediately, and there's no warning.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, like
Yeah.
your whole body's just like, eat, bitch, eat right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh
Okay,
my
yeah.
god. It's really bringing back
Good
memories, let me
times.
tell you. Yeah.
The main thing I can do is to be able to support my wife like through this time, is just like do things that allows her to be able to like take a nap or take a rest if she needs to.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
100%.
like, if she needs to feel sick and lie down and eat whatever,
Yeah.
you just help
You just let her do
facilitate
that.
the
Yeah.
needs of her body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and Oh, no, carry on. You're probably gonna get us down to the pointy end anyway, but I'm ready with more advice. This is
More
great.
advice. Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
it's
Great.
it's so fun, isn't it, Maddie? Just to be like, "What are we doing this?" "Well, let me tell you.
Oh god, it's so
Here's what
fun.
I would have liked."
Were there any
Yeah.
certain products, like especially maybe more in like third trimester when, when the baby's really developed, are there any certain products that really help ease the back pain or like, I've heard
Well,
like
Have
seen
a
those
good
like full body
mattress.
pillows that you're supposed to like snuggle or
Yeah, like
something.
a good mattress. You want a good mattress because, like, it completely pulls your spine out of whack, and
Mm.
like, I remember like towards the end, you almost need a moving company to come in and just roll you over in the night. It was a nightmare. But
oh,
one thing
turning
that I
over
got
in the
into,
night.
yeah, I like
Ordeal.
you don't need any like specific pillow. Maybe some people have pillow tips. I don't know, but I just used one of those triangle pillows,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
and that was good. And I tell you what, because support the hips and prop it onto your belly and whatever. I never gave up the knee pillow. I still have. I still go to bed with the knee pillow. It just feels
Oh,
great
Knee,
on
so
the
what's a
in
hips.
knee
like
pillow?
in between
I
the
just have a
knees,
pillow in
just
between my knees. I've got yeah. It's
Ah,
I'll never let it go. That's not
well, and hopefully your wife doesn't have the bad luck of getting a vulvar varicose vein, but that's what I had during my far
vulva
out. It was
vein.
a real killer during
currently, phew,
my
phew. I
And
don't know
very
what
let's
we're
hope it
talking
stays
about.
that way.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, far out. So it's basically like a vein kind of in your groin that is
Mm.
like swollen. I know it's
Oh,
really foul. It's really foul, but it was really, really painful. So maybe just like stock up on some ice packs
okay.
in case she gets something like that, in case she gets a bit of vein problems. Hey, hopefully she doesn't need a girdle, but I was
You were a
researching
girdle girl.
girdles, wasn't I?
You were a
Yeah. Oh no,
girdle
I did
girl.
get a girdle in the end
I think
What's a
you
because
did.
girdle?
it's
Jacob's
sort
like,
of
this sounds hot.
it's wow. For a while there, my husband Art was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, wow, you're really just a real just cow." No, he did not say that. He did not say that, but he felt it. I know he felt it. When I was, like, on the couch with my ice pack on my groin, he was like, "Oh god,
Oh.
poor thing." Anyway, so a girdle is like a support thing for your pelvis.
Okay.
And yeah, so hey, hopefully she doesn't need that. But you just let me know if she gets like that, she can give me a call,
Girdle wreck.
and I can help her with some advice because it's a
Some girdles.
shitter. The
Oh
girdles.
dear.
Just whatever helps her feel comfortable. I can't remember any like specific products and stuff like that, but you'll have a specific problem. There's bound to be a specific product for it. Hey,
Mm.
and feel free to come back because our listeners are amazing with recommendations.
Oh, they will
Oh,
So
good.
if you're
froth
like,
over
hey
Please.
this.
guys, we need a whatever, we've got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, fair. That's really good.
Oh God, like when it all kicks off, try and keep our listeners away. I
Yeah,
mean, they're
exactly,
gonna
exactly. We're
be
gonna we're gonna have a lot of buy-in. I tell you what is good to do during the pregnancy is start banking freezer dinners. So when you're making dinner, make extra
Ah.
and then buy those like this is not very sustainable, but let me tell you, when you come to having a newborn baby, it will
oh,
save
you've
you on
got a
dishes.
little
The tinfoil, like the tinfoil barbecue tray
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And so you can start like banking freezer meals. That's
Oh, good
just
idea.
do that throughout. So then by the time you get there, there's a
mm.
but you don't have to worry about heaps of dinners.
Oh, delish.
Perfect.
I'll tell you what, that's a hot tip.
Freezer. Hot. I guess another probably more serious note. So when we're pregnant, are there any like danger signs that we should be looking out for or things we're like, oh,
Oh,
this is not going right?
do you know what? Again, out of our lane. I'm gonna
Oh,
say it. Yep, out
Fair,
of our lane.
fair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's the classic
It's
like
also a BuzzTool conversation, so
yeah, it's and that's something that like when you get your midwife or your obstetrician or
Mm,
whoever, they'll brief you on all of that. And it's usually further on if you don't feel movement for, longer than you feel is normal or like after a day or something, then you want to give them a call. Just things like that. But I mean,
okay.
your midwife, your obstetrician, they'll be all over that.
Well, no.
yeah. And
Okay,
and
that
if you
makes
just
sense.
if you have any instinct or inkling that something's not quite right, like you're not wasting anyone's time
No.
by getting it checked out. Like they're
Yeah,
always going to be happy that you came and
yeah,
got something checked out than that you didn't. Like she knows her body, and yes, obviously pregnancy just you're really flipping the monopoly board there. But if something feels off, you
yeah.
know, just get it checked out.
Mm.
Like, and
Yeah,
even if
check.
some things are like, oh, well, it is common for this to go on, or it is common for that to happen, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's normal or okay, or that she should have to put up with something that she's finding difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's good advice. Are there certain things that I should be doing, like attend these prenatal classes, definitely do this? Like, I guess another actually, pregnancy is probably also the time when we buy all the baby shit. So like,
Yeah.
here's a question. My wife wants to do cloth nappies. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Will we regret that decision if we go cloth nappies?
I think it's better to start with cloth nappies,
Okay.
because when you do just like the plain old nappies, they are really great. They're easy. You throw them in the bin.
It's so
I
convenient.
know they're shit for the environment, but once you've tried them, it's
And you can't go
really
back.
hard. It's really hard to go to
Okay.
cloth. So I reckon start with cloth and then just let that be your normal, because there are organizations that come and drop them off and pick them up for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are there?
Yeah, there's a few in you're in Auckland, aren't you, Jacob?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely one in Auckland. I can't remember what it's called, but we'll put it in the show notes and I'll find it and send it to you, Jacob. But yeah,
Ah.
it's kind of like a subscription service, and then they bring you the cloth nappies. You just put them in a bag, they pick them up, launder them for you, bring them back.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. It is
incredible.
amazing.
Don't envy them.
No,
I
neither. I
know,
was
I
like, yeah,
know.
I was just thinking about the logistics of that. I was like, oh God, no.
But they really are doing the Lord's work as well, because I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Amen.
like the amount of nappies. Every time I put the nappies in the bin, I feel horrible. I'm like, this really is crap, isn't it? Like they're going into landfill. Think of how many nappies
Yeah.
per day per family are going into landfill. But at the same time, I tried cloth nappies, and I just had a festering bucket of poo-filled water, because I'd be like, oh great, I'll just throw them in there to soak for a bit, and then I'll but I just didn't. And I'll never forget when we had a plumber around, and he was in the laundry, and and the basin was just full of like shitty
Nappies.
and he was just like, oh my God. So yeah, look, it just didn't work for us. So start with cloth and then try your best with that, because that's all you'll know.
That's good
Yeah, okay,
advice, Patty. Yeah.
That's good advice. I think that's great advice. Knowing from your experience that you've done this a few times, like what are like the must-have buys and the things that you don't really need? Like you got what, car seat, crib,
Yeah.
obviously nappies and all of that
Yeah.
paraphernalia.
Yeah. I reckon a Haka pump. Have you heard of a Haka pump? Like HAAKAA?
A breast pump.
Yeah,
Mhm.
kind of, except it's like a silicon kind of manual thing, because if your wife is breastfeeding,
Hmm.
because obviously you can only do like one side at a time, the other side doesn't know that, and it just goes absolutely gangbusters. And so I found that I was just like covered in milk all the time.
Huh. Did not
Yeah.
know that. There we go.
I know. It feels like a little bit of a design flaw, don't you think,
Mm.
Hannah?
Well,
It's
see, I wasn't as good a
where's the other side
cow as
going?
you, Maddie. You were a great producer. I wasn't a
Right.
great producer. And so, but like breast pump is a must. A good breast pump
Mm.
is a must, because then also it allows you to be doing a feed as well, to give your wife a little break
That's
or a
true.
little
Allows me
sleep,
probably to do
that if you've
the
got
nighttime
the breast
feeds.
milk on hand. But yeah, I actually had a more of a like a battery powered mechanical pump, and oh my God, it would just take me forever to pump that. But like breast pump is
I
key.
couldn't pump. I couldn't get anything with pumping. Like I was a really good
Really?
producer with feeding, but could get just hardly anything with
Wow.
pumping. It used to drive me crazy. I'd be there
Yeah.
for half an hour and get like 20 mils.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And it was just so annoying. So I think like some women can just produce gallons with a pump, some can't, and that's just fine. But it's
Yeah.
no reflection on what the baby's getting. I think that's like
Yeah.
that can really put you off if you're like, oh my God, there's nothing coming out with this pump. This baby's like not getting anything. But
Mm.
a plastic loud breast pump is not is not the same as a beautiful little baby. But here's just a little breast milk fun fact. I'm just going to
Yeah.
share it.
Go for it.
when your baby latches on, your body can read their hydration levels, and then it
Wow.
adjusts the water content in the milk based on reading the baby's like saliva and mouth. Isn't
That
that
is
incredible?
amazing. And also, like, in terms of it helps our immune system as well, doesn't it? Because, like,
Yeah.
the baby latching on is giving your immune system information, and so it's adjusting things to support their immune system through the breast milk. It's fascinating.
It
That's
is
wild.
breast milk is the most fascinating thing. Like your body can then change the antibodies depending on like what your
Mm.
baby's been exposed to, and then it can pick that up and then change what antibodies it's giving the baby. Like it is
It's
pretty
amazing. Yeah.
amazing.
Mm.
And
Like,
okay, but back to the question. Sorry, what did you
yeah,
want to say, Jake?
crib, car
Yeah.
seat,
Okay.
Yes.
breast
So back
pump.
to the question, and again, this is where like your mates who have already had babies, or if you've got siblings or something that have already had babies, will come in to be like, "Oh, I tried this, it was great," or they might have hand me downs,
Mm.
because there's going to be stuff that's worth spending money on, and stuff that you could get secondhand, or stuff that you can borrow
Mhm.
because you might not need it for a long time because they're only really small for a long time, for a short time,
Mm.
and then they're going to be growing. So but one thing I would say was worth really looking into and potentially spending a bit of money on, or just getting really good advice on, was buggies, pushchairs, stuff like
Ah,
that, so that you can actually think about, like, the ease of getting it out of the car,
yeah,
putting the baby
yeah.
in, taking it away. Nothing is more infuriating than a little buggy or something that's impossible to collapse and fold
This,
up, because that thing's gonna be in and out of the car all the time. You're gonna be that's how you're gonna be getting around. So,
Oh god.
you
And
know?
and on a hot day, you will lose your shit at
Yeah,
some point with a fucking
the buggy.
pram. Yeah,
Okay,
with
so
like
yeah,
invest in a
getting
good
it back in the
buggy.
car. There's been so many times where like you've been out for the morning, you've had a big summer day, everyone's really tired, baby's crying, getting the baby in the car, and the pram, you're just fighting with the pram to get it in
mm,
the car, and you're just sweating, and you're just like, fuck this pram.
yeah,
I'm just about to throw it off a cliff or just leave it on the side of the road. But yeah, apart from that,
yeah. Edwards& and Co. is
that
a
might not
great
happen to you. I don't know.
Edwards& and Co. is a great New Zealand company.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
and they do
like,
prams.
yeah, check them out. We'll put the link in the show notes as well.
Mountain buggy's good. There's
Yeah,
there's so many. There's heaps.
yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's good to know. That makes sense.
Oh, what about Maddie? You did hypnobirthing.
Oh
What?
God, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
What?
Actually, this is great. We're talking about birthing next.
Okay, great.
Hypnobirthing.
Yes,
Are we
yes, yes,
ready?
yes.
Are
What
we ready
the
for this?
hell? Yeah, let's. All right. So we've done conception, pregnancy. It's time.
Okay.
It's
Um,
time.
and
It's nearly time. Well,
it's
let's
nearly
just
time. I'm
okay.
freaking out. She's probably freaking out.
How are we going to get this thing from
And
the inside to the
I'm like,
outside?
babe, Matilda said hypnobirthing. What is it?
Okay, so basically, hypnobirthing is kind of using hypnosis to get yourself into the right mindset for
Ah.
birth. And it doesn't have to be for a home birth. It could be for hospital birth, home birth, whatever type of birth you're planning. But it's all about intense relaxation and breathing techniques that are going to be able to put your wife into a state where she's not panicking, she's in touch with her body, she's using her breath as pain relief. So there it is, so worth doing whatever type of birth she's planning, like whether she's getting epidural or no epidural or whatever. It's so worth doing, and not just for birth, because I really do feel like the techniques, you can use them after birth as well, in any kind of situation, or when you're knee deep in newborn life and you're not
So
getting
this is something
much
you should
sleep.
learn before the birth,
Yes,
I assume, yeah.
yes, yeah. So I think you usually start around 30 weeks, so quite, a bit further along when you start to hit the third trimester. And there's heaps of courses, and
Yeah.
there's
We
there was another
interviewed
one,
Helen
Bertram.
Bertram
Yep.
from I want to say Positive Births New Zealand. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. I'm going to look her.
So we've got an episode. We'll include that in the show notes as well, because where we talked about Maddie's birth and
Mm.
how they work together.
Yep. So she's Positive Births NZ, and she's amazing. So there's hypnobirthing and there's calm birth courses. I've done both, and both are great. I loved them both. They're brilliant. And they're just all about grounding to your body and connecting with your body and connecting with your baby. And so I think that's something heading into birth. One, there's a lot of fear purely
Mm.
because it's the unknown, and how we see birth portrayed in the media and some of the stories we hear are quite negative and, painful. And you see women, screaming and
Yeah.
sweating in movies and whatever. Like, it's very rare that you would see a super calm, loving birth portrayed. So it's just about getting rid of fear and, you
Mm.
know, getting yourself and your body connected with you and your baby, ready to bring the little baby into the world.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good tip. And another one is when you get into the birth, I actually looked at the acupressure points that help pain relief.
Oh,
So
yes.
and what I did was
Ah.
I drew them on my body with permanent marker. I
Yeah.
on the dots, so that then when my husband, like, when I wanted him to push on the acupressure points, he knew exactly where to go, and honestly, it helped reduce labor pains.
Mm,
There's ones, like, sort of at the top of your butt, like, probably by about 30%, like, massive.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
My
So,
wife's a physio, so she should
oh,
understand a bit of
she's
that.
got that
amazing,
sussed. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think, man, it's a really good point, like, don't be that sort of the social narrative of that it's traumatic and it's painful and everybody
Mm,
screams, and yes, it is painful, but also, like, it's this incredible transition
yeah.
for her into becoming a mother and bringing this little soul into the world, and
Mm,
Mm.
it's something to get excited about. Like, it
Yeah.
is a phenomenal experience as a woman to birth a baby,
it's
and
amazing.
it really is, like, so powerful. It's not something you're gonna get to experience very often, so, like, to be in that moment in as much as you can, whatever it dishes up to you, however that birth goes, so long as at the end of it, she and baby and you are all well, like,
Mm.
that's amazing. And, like,
Mm,
there's no sort of failure. No one birth is better than another birth, or more valid. But yeah, it's an incredible moment of transition. And I think,
yeah.
Yeah.
like some kind of appreciation and reverence for that transition, I think, is
Yeah.
also important.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you
Yeah.
say home birth or hospital birth or for your first kid?
It's it's such a personal decision. I mean, I
Right.
had home births for all 3 of my babies, but Hannah, you had, hospital
I had a
births.
hospital birth for my first, and then I had a maternity unit birth for my second, and then I ended up going to the hospital in a ambulance after the birth because I had a postpartum hemorrhage. The second birth itself actually went extremely well. I,
Mm.
almost had her in the car, and
It's going too well.
it was going too well, and I lived an hour away from the birthing unit, so it was like we broke some speed limits to get there. But then, yeah, then I had a hemorrhage after that. But I still feel really positive about that birth
Mm,
because that, I forgot to turn the taps off at the end. They forgot to turn the taps on so I could have a water birth. I forgot to turn the taps off in my body afterwards.
Mm.
There were some tap issues. But yeah, it is such a personal choice. One thing I would say is that because with my first birth had been quite traumatic in hospital, and I ended up in theatre. I always want to call it with the tongs, but it's not the tongs, the forceps. Um,
forceps.
and with an epidural, it wasn't what I'd wanted. The second one, though, because I was like, well, the first one was quite diabolical. I want to be in hospital to be safe. But
Mm.
then I just had this really strong instinct. Every time I went to the maternity unit to visit my midwife, I had this really strong instinct that I wanted to birth there. And I was trying to push that away because I was like, oh, but don't I want to be in hospital because safety?
Mm.
But I just had this really, really, really strong instinct. And then I was like, do you know what? I want to give birth here. And it was good that I decided that, because had we had we forced the idea of going to the hospital, I would have had her in the car. We
Mm,
wouldn't have made it. And, so I think she's got to trust that
mm.
instinct that
Mm.
she has for what feels right.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I guess it comes down to as well, where will she feel safe? So for
Mm.
me, I don't think I would have felt safe in a hospital environment or comfortable in a hospital environment. And so that's why I wanted to be home, because that's where I would have felt the safest. But that's not the same for everyone. A lot of people would feel far safer in a hospital setting, just knowing that there are doctors on hand or whatever. So
Yeah.
it really is such a
Yeah.
personal choice. And I think that's something that will be really important for you as well, as to understand her decisions and really try and get on board with them. Because
Yeah.
what I found frustrating with home births was people having an opinion who actually weren't informed, and they thought
Or
that,
involved.
or yes, or involved. And they were all coming from such a good place where, they just wanted a safe outcome for me and this
Yeah.
baby, which of course I understand, but it was really frustrating for me because I was like, this is one of the biggest decisions I'm going to make. I'm not making it lightly. I'm doing a
Mm,
lot more research than you are,
mm,
and I know what I want. And then it just meant that I was really, really choosy about who I wanted as part of the process, because I didn't want anyone anywhere near the birth that wasn't 100% on board. And I guess like that's the beauty of a
mm.
home birth, is that you can sort of choose your little circle.
A little circle, yeah.
Yeah, but it was really important to me that everyone present was on board because of the energy. I wanted the right energy in the room. I wanted everyone to be in the same kind of headspace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really
Okay.
good advice. And like one thing you can do is just go and look at the options. Like go and, just
What
have a
are my
quick
options? So
tour
at the
and
moment, all I see is like home birth hospital, but there are stuff in the middle as well, I assume.
Or birthing center.
yeah.
Birthing center.
Yeah. So birthing center, there's actually not a huge amount of difference between a birthing center and a home birth, but they do have gas, and they've obviously got more midwives.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it
Yeah,
just
that's
comes
what I
down
had.
to personal
Yeah.
preference.
My second time round was birthing center would be the correct name for that. So yeah, it's not a hospital, but there are midwives, very capable people on hand. You've got the option of, maybe doing a water birth. They're going to have those sorts of different,
They've got
different,
ginormous tubs. They're
yeah, different
fantastic.
Yeah.
setup.
Okay. That was the second question I asked. So you've mentioned water birth, and that sounds like the preferred way, but like,
I never got one. I tried twice.
oh,
But the first time I was laboring in the water and then there were complications. So I had to get out of the water. And then the second time I arrived there, with great urgency, and they were only turning on the taps. And I'm like, I had called
And it's a
ahead, like
big
I
pull.
knew
Like,
that
it
things
takes
were
time.
cranking
Right.
up, and so I had her like on the bathroom floor in front of a bath that was slowly filling, but never actually in it. I would have liked to have tried that. However, it's not worth going back for a third time just for the sake
Yeah.
of it for me. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It just a bit like, it is really nice birthing in water. I've done both. I've done a water birth and just dry. And
Just
the
a
water
tarp.
is really nice. Yeah, just a giant tub. Because it does help with like pain relief,
True.
and there's less pressure. It's relaxing. It is nice.
Okay. That
Yeah.
sounds like a good way to go. What are some things I can do in this period? What my exact words are here. What should I know if I want to be the wonder husband during all of this? Like what are the
Oh, so good.
It's
where
so
she's
good.
like screaming, she's dude, you're doing it right. This is good.
Yeah.
Well, we actually we interviewed Hamish Blake. We've got a few very helpful episodes, and I'll dig them all out and I'll put them
Oh,
in
yes,
the links
please.
in the show notes. We interviewed Hamish Blake, who obviously we all love. He talked about like, you're going to watch her go through the most incredible experience or inspiring experience, powerful.
Mm,
It's your job to protect the space,
Hmm.
to
Protect the
mm,
look,
cave.
protect the cave. You need to be on, like, is everyone in that room deserving of being in that room? Are they adding or taking away? Is there something that she needs? Does she need you to advocate for her when she can't speak for herself? Like,
Hmm.
I think that's your that's your role, is
mm.
to you'll go in with a game plan. They'll get you to make a game plan. It's
Mm.
birth,
Yeah.
you you deal with what you get in the moment and on the day. So like be prepared to adapt.
Who
But
should be in the room? Like
it
what
depends where
does
you're
that look
having the
like?
baby.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, it totally depends where you are. Like in the hospital, you know, you don't get a whole heap of choice, but
No.
yeah, like it depends how, like, is she super close to her mum or her sister? Like, would she want another person
Right.
there, or she might just want you? But I guess it's
Mm.
important to remember that she's in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yes.
she is leading this, and she will know what she wants and what decisions she wants to make, and it's really important for you to be in the
To
support role
facilitate all
with
that,
her.
yeah.
Yeah. And then just remembering that you're not just protecting her, you're protecting your baby as well. And that's like, it's the
Mm.
first kind of journey that all three of you are going to go through together, and it's going to bond you all together. So you want to be an active part of that so that you can come out the other side and be like, we all did that. And we went through
Mm.
something really hard together, and we came out the other side, and now we're a little family.
Aw.
Yeah. I
I
Yeah,
like
know.
that's
that.
lovely. Honestly, Jacob, the fact that you are asking these questions means you're gonna do really well.
100%.
Thank you.
That you've even thought
100%.
about it and considered it. It just reminds me, like, when I was, like, 40 weeks pregnant with our first child,
Mm.
my, husband at the time said to me, and I was, like, really struggling just to, like, roll over in bed and stuff. He's like, "Oh my god," he goes, "I can't wait till this baby is born because I haven't had a decent night's sleep in ages." It was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
Dal.
oh
Dal.
no,
Yeah, did he not did he forget what a
no."
baby is?
Didn't know what he'd signed up for. I can't wait to have a good night's sleep again. I was like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, you're not gonna get that for another 5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is like but there is a sweet spot. God, I'm aware we've been talking for ages, but there is a sweet spot when you've got your newborn baby and they sleep a lot. Like in
Okay.
those first kind of couple of weeks, they do sleep quite a lot. And so it is a really nice time when they're super fresh. Is like you guys can just rest. Like I
Mm,
heard your job is to care for this baby. She'll be feeding up a storm on the couch. But like you can rest. Like I've got such beautiful memories of like having this newborn little Milo with me and
Mm.
and like we wouldn't get out of bed till about 11 because we'd kind of be in the morning. I'd be feeding, we'd be like dozing and feeding and dozing and feeding with him, and it was just really nice. It was
mm,
really slow because they're not toddlers, right? Like they're still
Mm.
immobile and they
Yeah.
sleep a lot. So you do it's broken, but you do have a chance to rest a bit more during those
mm.
first few weeks.
And yeah,
Mm.
and, like, that's another space to protect too.
Yes.
Everyone's gonna wanna see the baby, everyone's gonna wanna hold the baby, and you might just need to create some really clear boundaries just to manage that, just to, like, give yourselves some time to all just to be together as a family, ask for some privacy or say, "We will let you know,"
Yeah.
and, yeah, just protect that space, who's coming in and out, and what a demand that's having on you guys
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
that's
You'll
fair.
just wanna be
yeah,
home
that's a
eating your
good
frozen
point
dinners,
actually.
you know?
Like you might want to take over comms for a bit,
Mm.
and then like you can be the comms person and be like, "Oh,
And
do
the
you want to
gatekeeper.
see Aunt Susie tomorrow or can you not be bothered?" And she might be like, "Yeah, yeah, that'd be lovely." Then you can be like, "Okay, okay, cool. I'll message her." And then you can sort that out so that she can just or she might be like, "Oh god, I'm actually just a bit knackered. I don't really want visitors today." And you go, "Yeah, sweet. I'm on it.
Mm.
Sorry, Aunt Susie, you're axed today. You can come back tomorrow." So
And, like, don't feel the pressure to be like l appear like life is normal and you're all just getting on with it.
yeah.
Like, let that phase take the time that it takes, you know, and create some space around it because it's such a short time as well.
Mm. That's so true.
Yeah.
What's it like having your first kid? Like, you have this kid, how do you describe that because that I've been thinking a lot about that moment, like
I
that
think
change of being, like, a guy and then being a dad.
I reckon it's a bit harder for the dad in the early days just because when you're a mother who has birthed this child who has been a part of you, there just is more of a connection that's
Of
just a
course,
Big
yeah.
biological fact,
hormonal
right? Yeah,
shift,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's a hormonal connection. And so in those early days, I think it can be really hard for the dad if they don't feel like an instant bond with this baby. And sometimes it can be like, God, I'm just really sleep deprived, but I actually don't have any hormones that are helping me, you know. So it can be quite a hard time. But I think just knowing that if you don't feel that connection straight away, it will absolutely, absolutely come. And And it can be a bit crunchy, like the transition from a couple being able to do whatever you want to then the transition to becoming a family unit can be a bit of a crunchy time while you just find your feet. And like I remember a bit of resentment sometimes because Art could still, like, he was still free to, go out and about and do what he wanted to do. But because I was breastfeeding and I couldn't pump because I was getting bloody fuck all, then I couldn't go anywhere by myself. And I remember in those early days, I found it really hard. I was like, I feel like I've sacrificed my body. I've sacrificed so much and I don't have any freedom, but it comes and it is such a short amount of time where you are just tethered to this little defenseless baby who just loves you so much. And then when you look back, you think, oh, what a magic time where I could just be with my baby and spend time together. But it is hard. It's definitely hard, but it's amazing. And then before you know it, you can have chats about random things. And then your 6-year-old will be like, I want to listen to the story about Professor Poopy Pants. So, they just change so quickly, but it's fun. It's just really fun. And you guys will be navigating that together and it's pretty special.
Yeah. I was not a maternal person. And even while I was pregnant, I was waiting for that to kick in. Even when I was on the way to the hospital in labor and I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Like still, I was like, what if it comes out and I think it's a terrible idea and I don't even I can't put it back. But it all comes. And I think having that just holding your baby, doing the skin to skin and having that contact is so important. And yeah, I would always say to people, just remember in the hard times that everything's a phase and tomorrow's another day. But it does, 100%. It goes so fast.
Yeah.
It does go fast. It's like everyone says, it goes fast. Just like this conversation. And I know that we're going to have to wrap up. Let us know how you go and come back. Hey, us and the listeners, we're happy to answer any questions and give plenty of advice.
Will be a tidal wave of advice.
For us.
Fantastic. That sounds great. Yeah, I think that could be quite fun. It's like come back in the next stage, and then it's like, all right, we have the kid. Fuck.
Now what do we do now?
Now what? What to expect when expect no. I have to come up with a new title for that one.
It'll be great.
We've got time to workshop.
You do have time.
Yeah,
we do have time. Plenty of time.
You guys will be absolutely amazing, and I'm sure we've probably created more questions than we've answered. To be fair, but that's all right. Like you said, down the track when you guys are at the next stage, we'll have a little follow up. It'll be great.
Oh, that sounds great. Oh, thank you guys. This has honestly been. I think it's been quite good because this has felt like a real sort of serious thing, and now it feels more like that there is. Yes, it is serious, but there's a beauty to it and enjoy it and everything.
Yes.
So that's definitely boosted a bit of I think lifted a little bit of anxiety for me. So thank you.
Oh, you guys will be wonderful. You'll nail it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Well, we can't wait to hear what happens next. Thank you so much for pitching the idea. It was really fun.
It was really fun. God, you can't shut us up, can you?
I
know. I'm looking forward to when the episode comes out, and I'm sure my wife will be like, "What did you say?" No, she'll enjoy listening to it as well. So thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, good luck, guys. Good luck and take care.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Untidy. If you enjoyed it, we'd love your support to keep making the show. The best thing you can do to help is subscribe by hitting follow in your podcast app and leaving us a little 5-star review. You can also now watch and subscribe on YouTube and check out how these millennials are keeping up with the cool kids on TikTok and the gram. Lastly, please share this podcast with your mates. It means that we can keep building this supportive community, keep giving you untidy episodes, and just keep doing what we love to do.
Don't forget to check out mybigmoments.com for kids' books that make your tricky job of parenting a whole lot easier. Untidy listeners get a discount at checkout, so just pop in Untidy for 10% off your order. Lastly, we would like to thank all of the good people who make this podcast possible. Flicker Williams and Joe Rocker at My Big Moments for the beautiful artwork and design, Maxine London Creative for editing this episode, and Lana Byrne for creating our social content. And to you, our listeners, Araha nui, take care. We'll see you soon.